quiet, cold Christmas morning in Cetinje, Montenegro. I'm walking to get breakfast. I think I'm going to have a breakfast of salty pancakes. We'll see if the place is open. They said they would be open at 9 today. I'm not sure I understood correctly. So it will be kind of a risky day today. I couldn't make clear plans for the bus as to what buses are running and which aren't, and can I even get to Dubrovnik today or not. So it'll be step-by-step journey. I'll go to the bus station here, try to get a bus ticket to Budva, and then get a bus ticket to Dubrovnik if everything works out. I have a few contingency plans in the works in case it doesn't. So we'll see how it goes. But first I'm going to have this salty pancake breakfast. Okay, here we go. I'm at the bus station, but as I probably should have predicted, there's no buses and everything is shut up. There is a sign on the window here behind me that says there is a bus that's taking me to Budva at 1:50. The problem is I have the bus that goes from Budva to Dubrovnik is at 2:40. And for some reason, my internet is not working right here. I may have to go down the street to see if I can get better information. I think I can make it if I get on the 1:50 bus, but it'd be a tight connection. And then there's no more buses to Dubrovnik. Of course, as soon as I walked up, a taxi driver was right here ready to tell me there's no buses to Budva, there's no buses to Budva, there's no buses to Budva, over and over and over again. Finally, I texted on Google Translate, please, let me sit down and think. And he did leave me alone, and then he finally, after about 20 minutes left. I don't like taxi drivers. I think what I might do is I might walk over to this restaurant where I have been eating several times, and the man there speaks English, and maybe he can help me to arrange a taxi for a decent cost, or at least I will have Wi-Fi there and I can look up some information. I'm always skeptical of taking any taxi that is at the station, especially when it's not even marked, so I don't even know who they are. They told me 25 euros to take me to Budva, which is not a bad price, not horrible, but it still might be more expensive than they might give other people. And I never know, when I get halfway there, they go, oh, no, it's going to be 40 euros. Then you're stuck. This has happened to me before. This is traveling by the seat of your pants. When you have an agency to do everything, this doesn't happen usually. All right, wish me luck. So guess what? I got stuck in Budva. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. I was prepared for it. Yeah, I had not planned to stay overnight in Budva. This is a long story, but I've got it all sorted now, so I can talk about it. I was not unexpected that I was going to run into this problem when I was looking yesterday, day before, at buses. I made the mistake of thinking that yesterday was Christmas, but yesterday was actually Christmas Eve, and today is Christmas. It's kind of like when the daylight savings time changes. Is it an hour early? Is it an hour late? This is a big one. It's a whole day difference. Today is Christmas in Montenegro. So I got to the bus station in Centinje. It was all closed down. There was to be a bus at like 1 o'clock, but it was going to be really a close call to get me down here to Budva for a bus that would take me to Dubrovnik. So I bit the bullet and I actually went back to a restaurant that I'd had coffee at in the morning and that I have eaten at several times. And a man that I had been speaking with was still there, and the waiter was there, and they helped me find a taxi for 20 euros to get me to Budva in time to possibly get a bus from Budva to Dubrovnik. So it was a good deal. I ended up tipping the guy an extra 5 euros because, after all, it's Christmas here. So I got to the beautiful bus station here in Budva. It's a lovely station. Walk in, and no buses to Dubrovnik. So he said there were buses tomorrow at 1 early in the morning. So I said, okay, I have to think about it because I already had reservations tonight in Dubrovnik that I'm going to have to cancel and lose my reservation money. And I have reservations in Split for tomorrow night. So I was going to go from Dubrovnik to Split tomorrow. So I had to think about this a little bit. I had already figured out there was a nice hostel close to the bus station here. So I decided to come over here and see if they had a bed, which they did. So it's a nice place. I have Wi-Fi, I could sit down with my laptop, and very relaxing way figure out what I was doing next and make sure I could get buses. So I decided tomorrow I'm going to take a bus all the way from here at Budva to Split. It makes a long day on the buses, and of course you know how much I love buses, especially the ones that go back and forth on the highway like this. Yes, that's what I'm going to have, I think, most of the day tomorrow. But it'll get a break up. I will stop in Dubrovnik for about an hour, depending on how long we are at the border of Croatia, and then I will get on another bus. So it's kind of broken up a little bit. So that's where I am today. So it's kind of nice to be here in Budva. It's a lot warmer here than it was in Cetinje, and I'll get a chance to walk around the city. Monty Python used to have a song. We used to sing it a lot in our family. Look on the bright side of life. You have to do that when things like this happen. Luckily, I was kind of anticipating it when I realized that today was Christmas and not yesterday, and I started doing some research yesterday and discovered I may have a problem. And of course I did. Again, this is traveling by the seat of your pants. And at least I was prepared, and I didn't have to go, oh my gosh, now what am I going to do? Or have that panicky feeling. It turns out okay. It's a sunny day, beautiful Christmas day here in Montenegro. I think I'm going to go for a walk, see if I find any restaurants that are open. We'll find out. Sorry for the long story, but that's what happens when you travel the way I do. Sunday morning after the Christmas day yesterday. I finally got on a bus this morning, 7:30, takes me to Dubrovnik. If we don't get hung up at the border, I'll be able to immediately, or within a couple of hours, get on a bus to Split, and I'll be back on schedule. So it's going to be a windy road. You know how much I love those windy roads on buses, but it's going to be a windy road all the way up to Split, pretty much along the coast, but it should be beautiful. Here I am in the bus station in Dubrovnik. It really seems a shame to just come to Dubrovnik, have a couple coffees in the bus station, and get on another bus. But that's the schedule now as it stands. Maybe someday I'll come back to Dubrovnik. At any rate, I got another 3 hours of windy, twisty roads on this bus behind me. And then I will be in, where will I be? Split. I will be in Split this evening after a long day of traveling. And then tomorrow, I keep saying this over and over, I think. Tomorrow I get on a train, finally, yay. So here we go. I hope to get a few images of the countryside, but it's very difficult out of these bus windows. We'll see what happens. Okay, here is a little tiny geography lesson. If you look at the map of Croatia and with the border of Bosnia and Herzegovina, you will see that there's a little bit of land that goes from Bosnia down to the Adriatic Sea. This is called a corridor, and that is so that that country has access to the sea. And it was agreed upon uh, by Croatia and Bosnia when the borders were drawn. However, it leaves Croatia with a part of its country south of this border. As a result, until recently, if you wanted to go from, say, Dubrovnik to Split or vice versa, you had to stop at the border crossing twice to make your way from one part of the country to the other. When we got to the near this border, I was interested to see if we were going to get stopped. You have to stop twice at each border to leave the country and to enter the country. And I was going to see how long it was going to take us to do this. And the bus turned left, and I went instead of going straight north. And I went, "What's going on?" And I had to grab my Google Maps and look. I'm always curious. And sure enough, the bus was taking a detour around this peninsula, and then a bridge has now been built to span this bit of water. And in fact, they made the bridge high enough so that the shipping could make its way to that corridor of land for Bosnia. And that bridge then took me back onto the mainland so that they did not have to cross that border twice. That was pretty ingenious because despite the fact that it's much longer to go around, distance-wise, time-wise, it saves everybody up to an hour of time between uh, Dubrovnik and Split. I am in Split finally. 7.5 or 8 hours of travel time, not counting the 2 hours waiting in Dubrovnik to change to another bus, but now I'm back on schedule. My lodging is not very far away, yay. We were about 25 minutes late, 30 minutes late getting here because we kept picking up students. Today's the day the kids travel back to university, so we had a whole busload of students, and that took a lot of extra time loading passengers and baggage on. But I'm here. Across the street from me is the bus station. This is a very busy bus station. As soon as we stopped the bus, it was already swarmed with people waiting to get on it, and there was tons of luggage and tons of people to get off of the bus first. But boy, they were waiting like vultures to get on the bus. Nice for me, two things is my lodging is not far away, and right next door to the bus station is the train station where I will get on tomorrow. So I don't have to walk very far tonight, and I don't have to work very far tomorrow morning. So, and the walk to my lodging is down this street. Looks like a good sidewalk for rolling luggage. And it's, I think, just inside the gates of the old town. We'll see what we find when we get there. These stairs are quite quaint. When you're walking around an old town in Europe, but when you have to take them up, your luggage, up 3 flights of these stairs with, hopefully, a rope to hang on to, like this one, and then bring your luggage back down in the morning, they're not quite so quaint. I almost forgot to take a picture of my room. I was so tired when I got here. I already took a shower, so anyway, it's a little bit messed up now, but I wanted to take a picture of this little room. It's inside the old town, and a little bit of a challenge to find, especially in the dark, but I did. And it's up through like 3 flights of round and round and round stairs, and then I made it, but it was glorious to get here. It's very clean. Far cry from the hostel I was in last night. Wonderful, wonderful shower. Everything works, and welcoming host. So I will only be here, unfortunately, I'll only be here a few hours until 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I turn around and go back onto traveling again. Morning. I think all you can hear is maybe the rain on the tiles. I was going to get up early enough this morning to take a little walk around the town. I succeeded in getting up and getting ready, and it's raining, and it's not exactly the best weather for exploring, not the best lighting for photographs. So I may just go to the train station and hope to stay fairly dry getting there. Very quick video. Train station, Split, going to Zagreb. It's raining. There's lots of people on the platform, but they're smart. They're underneath the rain cover. So I'm a little bit wet, but I think I'll dry off. Uh-oh, now it's starting to rain harder. I don't think I'm going to get the best photographs and videos on this trip, but que sera. Zagreb train station. I'm going to talk more when I can get out of this noise. I'm in Zagreb. I just got here. It is raining as heavy as it was in Split, but I made it to a coffee shop, toast a cappuccino. Because I didn't have any Wi-Fi and I wasn't sure the directions, I have to find a map. I put up a map to find my place. So I decided I would just stop, warm up with a coffee, and get some Wi-Fi. And I know that my place to stay is like just right around the corner from here. It's a nice little coffee shop. I will tell you more about this very, very busy Zagreb train station when I get a chance to get my breath. Another day, another lodging. Let's see what this one has to offer. Of course, my bags are already here. Look how wet they are. I had to walk about, I don't know, half a mile in the rain, but that's all right. I didn't get too wet, and it's not that cold. Look at this, a sitting room. Plenty of room for sleeping. A nice desk, and again, a nice bathroom. I've been scoring here lately with places to stay, haven't I? This is really nice. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to take a little rest after that train journey, where I had to kind of just sit in one place still for 6.5 hours, because it was there were a lot, all the seats were taken on the train. It was very difficult, a little challenging to move around. So I will take a little rest here, and then I already found a nice little cafe, where I had coffee already, and I'm going back there to have dinner because it's a real healthy place to eat, and I could use some good healthy food right now. So I'm in Zagreb. First look, even in the rain, it looks really cool. Oh, look at this. The sun is shining on my face, even though it's setting. But yesterday when I arrived here at this train station, it's the main central station in Zagreb, it was raining. Not pouring, just raining enough that if you walk 2 blocks, you're going to get wet. And so I just wanted to get to my guest house and dry out because I had already been wet getting on the train in Split, and then I was going to get wetter here. So I didn't talk too much about the train journey yesterday. It was a little bit of a hard journey. It was a very nice, smooth ride, I have to say that. The trains I've been in so far in Georgia, Turkey, and in the west of the Eastern Balkans the trains have been a little bit old, and the trails need some work to bring them up to modern standards. So it's not as comfortable of a ride because all night long you hear the brakes squeaking and clickety-clacking. So this was a much nicer train journey. Yesterday it was 6.5 hours from Split. It came through some actual beautiful countryside, but as you can see from the video that I've shown you, because of the gray day, it just didn't come out quite as beautiful as it might have otherwise. I was also having a hard time staying awake on the train. I think I hadn't had any caffeine at all that day, so that may have been the problem. So by the time I got here, I was really glad to be done with it. But it certainly was better than taking the bus up from Split, I know, because I was done with the buses after that windy train bus ride we had the day before. So anyway, so I've been in Zagreb today, kind of laying low, sleeping in late, having coffee. I'm going in now to the train station to buy my next ticket, which will take me into Bled, and then hey, I got attention. Anyway, I'm taking a train ticket today to Ljubljana in Slovenia. I've learned that I need to get these tickets maybe a few days in advance just to guarantee that I get a space. We'll see if it's not too late now. It's Tuesday. I'm going on Friday. Let's hope I can get the ticket that I want. So this ticket is good between the 13th and the 16th of January for any train. There's not a time on it. So I just have to show up at the station with this ticket in hand and I get a seat. Supposedly. I don't think there'll be a problem. There's not as many people traveling now that the holidays are over.